You're at the Watchman Way. June 10th, 2020. What's going on today? Seattle protesters stormed the city. Stormed City Hall after running cops out of precinct. I don't think this is going to go on much longer. President Trump's going to send in the troops. Or arrest Soros, one or the other. If he's not already in jail. Gitmo, probably. Chaos is coming. Bullion, bonds, and big tech bid as dollar and Dow dumped. Powell, chairman of the Fed. Fed will never hold back support for the economy, even if asset prices are too high. Talking about the bubble, right? His conclusion was ominous. We want investors to price in risk like markets should. The only question is, what happens once the current market euphoria finally ends? And judging by what's going on in retail brokerages such as Robinhood, it will be with a bang, not a whimper. It doesn't sound like it's going very good in the economy. Get your money out. Banks, 401ks, money market accounts, annuities, stocks, bonds, anything you can pull it and put it in physical silver and Litecoin. You're going to go through the roof when this blows up, and it's not going to last much longer. And how will another generation of day traders who will suffer massive losses when the hyperinflation in asset prices finally comes crashing down respond to the loss of so much of their net worth? And how long until we get American streets flooded with angry protesters demanding that speculator lives matter too? This is ridiculous. Harvard professor indicted for lying about China ties. Charles Lieber, former chair of the Harvard University's Chemistry and Chemical Biology Department, was indicted Tuesday for making false statements to federal authorities concerning his involvement in Chinese programs, the Wuhan University of Technology. So he was working for them, and then when you do that, you've got to disclose that you're doing that, right? Isn't it interesting that he was working at the Wuhan or for a lab in Wuhan? I'm not sure it's the same one, but there's something more going on here. UCLA professor suspended and under police protection after refusing to exempt black students from final exam. So they wanted to exempt black students from the final exam, and the final exam was accounted for the whole grade. And the guy said, basically, not happening. And they fired him. And now he's under police protection, at home under police protection. This is how crazy this is getting. I mean, you don't. I kind of like this guy because he um, one of the students suggested or sent him an email supporting, I guess, this, you know, black students don't have to take the final exam. And, you know, his question was, well, do any of these students, number one, can you give me a list? Because I guess there's been no classes at all. Or maybe they were just online classes. They hadn't met. The class hadn't met. And do any of those students even live in Minneapolis? Or does anybody in the class live in Minneapolis? They fired him. It's ridiculous. More political correctness gone wild. There's no room for political correctness in free speech in America. There's nothing good about political correctness. It's crazy. Guy taught for almost 40 years. Whoa, whoa. Wyatt. 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 Come here. Come here. Relax. What? You want up here? You want up? You want up? Oh, come on. Now we got Zoe. You feeling better? You okay now? Yeah? Maybe I ought to start a dog or pet channel. Where was I? Okay. You comfy? Okay. Oh. Total U.S. debt increased by $1 trillion in 1 month. We talked about this. 240 something years to get to 10 trillion in deficit. And now we're running up $1 trillion a month. So think about that. Took us 240 years to get to 10 trillion in debt, and we're now running up $1 trillion a month. That's 12 trillion a year. How do you think that's going to be repaid? We're going to be, what's it going to be? Another 6 trillion by the end of the year? It's not going to be repaid. There's going to be a reset. That's a mathematical certainty. Whether it's Nasara, whether President Trump just comes out and declares a reset is coming. You can't, this debt can't be paid back. They're trying to say that the worldwide debt is 255 trillion. Well, that's the worldwide debt, is what they're trying to say. Total garbage. The U.S. debt is 250 trillion when you figure everything in. When you figure in that stuff that's been hidden, it's not 23 or 24 or 25 trillion now. It's double that. Because they found another 23 or 24 trillion that was hidden in the Department of Defense and HUD budgets. Money that printed, not accounted for, gone. I'm telling you, it's trillions. Tens of trillions easily that this system has stolen from the American people. People keep asking me about, the transfer of wealth and all of this corruption and manipulation. It's coming to an end. And when it does, everything changes. I've been saying for a long time, how can anybody put their money in the stock market in a rigged game? It's like these day traders. They're being sucked in. They've got all these people now going to day trading because they're not working or whatever. So they probably have very little funds left. They're trying to survive and do something positive. They're all going to get crushed in this. It looks really inviting. All their friends have been making money, but that's what they do at the end. And then they suck everybody in and boom. Then they buy up all your assets for pennies on the dollar. That's what's going to happen this time. But with physical silver and Litecoin and them going down when this happens, all of a sudden, it's good for us, for the regular guys. The regular Americans instead of the 1%, right? There was now the new push is they want to rename military bases that were named after Confederate generals, and there's like 10 of them. Fort Lee, Hood, Benning, Polk, Fort Pickett, Fort Hill, Fort Rucker, Fort Beauregard. They want them. They're asking that they be renamed, and President Trump just shut them down. Not doing it. Not going to play into that political correctness BS. Rightfully so. Gold gains as Fed QE commitment crashes. Dollar. The world faces major disaster, according to Charles Nenner. Warns worse and worse social unrest will send stocks down and gold up. And if gold's going up, silver's going up, as well as Litecoin. And this guy's pretty, he's a financial cycles expert. He predicted the top within 2% of the top in January, and then predicted a 40% drop in stocks, and it hit 38. So this guy's pretty dead on. It's not looking good. Let me check. I want to do just a quick. There's been a lot of questions from new members on Litecoin, silver, the whole 9 yards. So for the new members, God showed me physical silver and Litecoin as a ways to protect ourselves from the financial disaster that's upon us. Basically, what's going to happen is all paper assets are going to go to zero. The one thing that could save the pension funds is this NASARA program. I'm not going to get into the details of it. It's kind of convoluted as to where this money came from and what it's about. But the bottom line is, if it's true, and the reason I'm kind of on the fence with this is it's been around, the talk of this program has been around for years, more than 20. Way more than 20. But there's been several deadlines come and go, and it's never materialized. If it happens, it's a great deal. It'll save the pension funds, at least in America. um, which is a really good thing. It's one of the things I'm most worried about for most Americans. You know, people my age in their 60s, um, with not a lot of assets and depending on that pension fund, right, that they worked 40 years for. That when this economy goes, if Nasara doesn't come, those pension funds are gone. They're basically all broke. And that's as a result of 0% interest, virtually worldwide for 12 years now, since '08. We've been at around 0% interest. Pension funds need 8% return just to break even. They can't survive in a 0% interest environment. So they're basically broke. All the pension funds are. They can't survive this economic collapse. Physical silver and Litecoin are ways to protect yourself from the losses you're going to incur in your pension fund and your home values, because home values are going to drop 80%. Now, the good news is, in a reset, you're going to own your home free and clear. If you're making a mortgage payment, that's going to go away, and you're going to own your home. You're going to own your home free and clear. You're going to have no more mortgage payment. If you're buying a car on credit, you're going to own the car free and clear. But you are going to lose your paper assets. You're going to lose your bank accounts, 401ks, again, pension funds, all going to go. Well, if you know this is coming and you're buying physical silver and Litecoin, you have no worries. This is a better deal for you. If you know this is coming and you act, you're going to make way more than you would have on your pension fund. Multiples times better. You're going to be a millionaire. If you, well, just for an example, Litecoin, the cryptocurrency, I believe is going to have the greatest return on investment of any asset in history. Right now, you can buy it for under $50 a piece. One Litecoin less than 50. I think it was 46 something today. Some analysts believe by 2024, Litecoin will be worth $3 million a piece. I think that number's conservative. There's only 84 million Litecoin in the world. That's all there will ever be. 64 million have already been sold. There's only 20 million left. There's 7.5 billion people in the world. Just think about what happened with toilet paper. This is something that people really need. It's the future of money. It makes banks obsolete at a time when people are going to be wanting to string bankers up. Just think about this. If you worked your whole life so you could have a comfortable retirement, and then right as you're retiring, this hits, which is, we're there, guys. Days or weeks away. I think the president would like to get this into July. People think he's going to try and get it into past the election. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think there's any way this gets past the election. People have the misconception that President Trump controls the economy, and he doesn't. He's done wonders with it, but the worldwide economy is too big for any country to control. He can influence it for sure, and he's done a great job with the things he's doing, but if the deep state wants to take the economy down, he's probably not going to be able to stop it. And the deep state will take the economy down before the election. They want it to come down in October, September, October, and then beat him to death with it through the election and hopefully beat him. That's what the virus was all about. The flu, the hyper blown up flu, was all about the same thing. Killing millions of people, convincing the world that President Trump mismanaged the situation, the crisis, and plus he collapsed the worldwide economy, which of course wasn't him, but the virus/flu. that the deep state unleashed. But when you own the media, you can pretty much say whatever you want. You know, they have no problem flat out lying about virtually anything because they're paid by the CIA. Look up Project Mockingbird. Started after the Second World War to control the media, to control us, use the media to control us. And, you know, of course, inch by inch over 70 years, they went from influencing the mainstream media to writing the script for the mainstream media. And, you know, all you have to do is go one evening and start flipping the channels. And what you're going to find is during the news is that virtually every station is running the same story at the same time. So that when you flip back and forth, you can't get away from the story, right? You know, how you try and change channels during commercials, whatever. Well, if you don't like a story, you flip channels. When I was a kid, that was going on. And I couldn't figure out, well, there's only 3 stations. If it's a competitive market, how come they all are running the same stories at exactly the same time? Well, now, yeah, I know why and how. Because they were all getting the same script. And it's even worse today because it's not just they're reporting the news in a certain way, a certain story. It's just they're lying through their teeth about it too. I mean, every day. Just how many times did you hear the media and several globalist politicians claim that they had evidence that proved President Trump's guilt? I must have heard it 10 times in the last 3 years. And what's happened? Flat out lies. Telling stories they knew were fabricated. They knew the evidence wasn't there. You know, making up fake, you know, secret sources, unnamed sources, sources that want to remain anonymous. It's all garbage. That's not news. Real newsmen are rolling over in their graves, just like our founders are. The way this whole system, government, political system, mainstream media, has been corrupted and manipulated to control us, used to control us. It's over. Anyway, getting back to Litecoin to start. Litecoin, we've got 2 exchanges that we recommend. Coinbase is the one I use. I think it's the best option. That you got to have a major bank, or you should have a major bank, because if you don't, it can take days to get an account open, and then sometimes you can't even get an account open, and then you got to open a new account with a different bank. If you got a small bank, you probably want to go to Gemini.com to buy Litecoin. They're much more user friendly. They're a little bit easier to get through as far as the banking part of it. But if you've got Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, or Citibank, Coinbase accepts all those banks and many others. But you got to make sure that your bank is on the list, or don't even go through the process because they won't accept it. You either got to open an account with one of the majors or go to Gemini. And they accept virtually all banks. We only had a few people who couldn't get account opens because the banks weren't accepted by Gemini. They've got a much broader spectrum of banks that they accept. So Gemini.com, Coinbase.com, all of these will be listed in the comment sections after the video, after the live chat. so you can go back and pick it up later if you need to. Um, Everybody, I think, should shoot for at least 25 Litecoin if they can. If things are tight, $20 could change your life. $20 invested today will, I believe, be over $1 million by 2024. Um, don't miss the boat on this. This is life changing money. Silver's going to be awesome. It's not going to be as good as Litecoin. Now, the flip side to that is that silver is probably from a conservative standpoint the better investment because there's really no downside to silver. Silver's never going to go to zero. Silver's been money for 5,000 years, going to be money far into the future. So there's no, with Litecoin, some people, want to say it's like a fiat currency because there's really nothing backing it except for the technology. And that's what I think is that makes cryptocurrencies, especially the top currencies like Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum. Uh, One of the things that makes them so valuable is their technology and their security. You're not going to hack in to steal Litecoin through your Ledger with your hard wallet that we recommend, Ledger Nano S or Ledger Nano X. Anybody that has any questions about any of this, you can get a hold of Kevin Owens. He's kind of our coordinator to help with people opening accounts. Kevin, you can get him his phone number 702-325-9258. I'm sure he'll post it somewhere in the chat tonight. Have any questions on buying Litecoin, buying silver, setting up your ledger, which is your hard wallet where you transfer your Litecoin into after they're bought. Again, you want to do that sometime probably within the next month. The reason we want to do that is that crypto exchanges are kind of like banks. A run could crush them, a run on cryptos. So now that would take, so say the economy collapsed tomorrow, it would take at least a month for the everything to fall into place so that an exchange would collapse. It's not something like what happened during the collapse. The exchanges will be fine. It's going to be if they get a run down the road. So, if you get that ledger within the next, few weeks, you should be fine. Like I said, it would take a month to play out anyway. So, and of course, obviously, at least officially, the economy hasn't collapsed yet. And then silver, physical silver, SD Bullion or jmbullion.com. You can buy your physical silver in Litecoin. And what we recommend is you buy $300 to $500 in what they call junk silver. It's basically 90% silver coins. They're basically U.S. coins that are 1964 or older, dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollars. 64 or older were all 90% silver. We want dimes because you can trim them, and that could be important if you need to use your silver to buy groceries, which could happen if the banks close. You're going to want to trim them because that dime that you're going to pay somewhere around $1.50 for a piece today, $1.25 to $1.50 a piece for that 1964 or older junk silver dime. That dime that you paid $1.50 for is going to be worth probably $80 to $100 when the collapse happens. Silver goes to $1,000, which I think it will this year. Those dimes are going to be worth around $100. Well, if you need to buy a loaf of bread, nobody's got any change, you can trim those dimes with tin snips. You can cut them in half, cut a quarter off, whatever you need to do by weight so that you have your change in hand, right? You don't have to worry about whether somebody's got change. You buy something with a $100 bill and they don't have change, you just lost $90, right? So that's why you want the dimes. That's why you want a pair of tin snips you can get at any hardware store, less than $10. Um, Definitely, you want physical silver and Litecoin. You want them both. The physical silver is going to be great if the internet goes down and you can't access your Litecoin. That's when you have physical silver. Everybody's going to know what a U.S. dime is worth, a 90% dime, within a week of this happening, because people are going to have to use silver to trade if we go worst case scenario. Again, I don't think we'll go worst case where the banks close. The banks don't close. Grocery stores stay reasonably stocked. They don't completely run out of food. And the power stays on. We're going to get through this thing fine. And you're going to thrive through it if you've got everything on our list. Extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver, and Litecoin. If you've got those things, you're going to get through this fine. I think the power stays on, which means the water will probably stay on. But you want to have extra water. And it shouldn't be a big deal because you can take all of your empty milk jugs, 2-liter soda containers, fill them up with tap water. Fill your bathtub up with water, your tap water. You can use that bathtub water to use for your toilet because you got to have water for the toilet if you're going to flush it, right? Those are all good ideas. Things that won't cost you a lot of money, right? You can prep. And then we've talked about 50-pound bags of rice and beans. Get them at Costco. You can get them at like Mexican markets usually carry 50-pound bags of beans. You get the 50-pound bags of rice at Costco. You're set. Again, the people that are prepared for what's coming, and this is coming days or weeks, it's not going to get to the election. I just don't see it going that far. And if it's not going to get to the election, it means it has to happen by mid-July. And it looks like we're headed that way with everything that's been going down. I think that's everything I've got. Let's what do you got for questions? John, how you doing? John's got questions. Kevin. Dennis, what's up? Lena, hello. Keep red pilling and preparing, guys. Eileen, what's up? Kathy, hello. Jerry, what's going on? Yeah, Gemini.com. Jerry's got it. Julie, how you doing? Michael, where you been? Yeah, the news is 100% corrupt. You can't. That's why President Trump, I think, don't forget about the 10 days of darkness. I think there's a good chance that happens sometime this month, maybe at the end of the month. Expect all communications to be down. No telephone, radio, TV, internet, social media, probably all shut down. All of our information will come from President Trump through the emergency broadcast system through our cell phones if this goes down. Dennis gets yelled at for yelling at his TV. I'm with you, Dennis. Krista, how you doing? Bill, what's up? Roxanne has a small credit union. She did get into Coinbase, so it can happen. But if it doesn't work right away, you need to move on. Yeah, and listen, guys, you're going to have to use your bank accounts. I know with Coinbase they want you to use your bank account. I think it's the same with Gemini. I don't have a Gemini account, and that's not a problem. And you really want your. Here's what I do. I've got 100% of my liquid assets in physical silver and Litecoin. 100%. I keep on average probably less than $200 in the bank. If I need to pay a bill, I'll sell off some Litecoin out of my Coinbase account. I've got some set in there just for this situation. I'll transfer them into my bank account. If I make that transaction before 7:30 in the morning Pacific time, Monday through Friday, that will be in my bank account by 2:30 in the afternoon. And I do this, many times a month. So basically, I'm using Coinbase as my secondary bank account. What that does is it allows you to protect your money by using Litecoin, right? You put all your money in Litecoin and then you sell it off as you need it, and it goes right back in your bank account. Now, there's some fees for transactions, but when you look at, you know, the delta between what you lose and what you profit, you're going to be far ahead because the bank's closed. You got $10,000 in the bank, it's gone. You're not going to get it. They let the banks change the laws. It's been over 3 years ago now, so that our deposits are considered loans to the bank, which means that when the banks go bankrupt, we go to the bottom of the list of creditors, which means if we're lucky, we'll get pennies on the dollar for our deposits. And you think you have FDIC insurance? Technically you do, but it's the same thing. Based on the deposits today that are insured and the amount available in the fund, it's about 3 cents on the dollar is what you're going to get from FDIC. So good luck with that. Not great options. Yep, you need to use your bank account when you open up a Litecoin or a Coinbase or a Gemini account. I believe on both. Well, it doesn't matter. If the banks close, guys, your Litecoin is in Coinbase. So, like, I've got like 100 Litecoin in my Coinbase account, and everything else is in my ledger, right? The huge majority of my Litecoin is in my ledger. If I need money, I sell it off in Coinbase and then just transfer cash, whatever I need to pay the bill. If the banks go down, my 100 Litecoin are safe. They're secure from the banks. That's the whole point of doing this way. This is actually an advantage for you to have your bank account hooked up to your crypto exchange. Paris, what's up? There are people who have got their small banks in for whatever reason, but we have hundreds who couldn't get their banks in and wasted weeks trying to get them in, not understanding the problem. We don't have weeks right now. Try your small bank if you need to. If it doesn't work, move on quickly because you don't want to miss the boat because of a technical glitch. Aaron, what's up? John, what's up? Well, I recommend, and don't go face value. Face value, you're talking 90% silver. You want a very small amount of the junk silver US coins. Most of your silver you want in 1 ounce rounds or 1 ounce bars, generic, whatever is the cheapest. Um, and I think everybody should shoot. The goal should be 25 Litecoin and 100 ounces of silver. That's not counting your $300 in junk silver. I'm talking about silver rounds or silver bars. 999 silver. You want 100 ounces of that, and you want 25 Litecoin and $300 to $500 worth of junk silver dimes. That's what I recommend. If you have the assets to get more, get more. Because any money you leave in the system, you're going to lose. Makes more sense to have it in Litecoin or silver than to lose it to the banks. I don't want them to get any more money than they have already gotten. So that's why I have almost everything in Coinbase. Excuse me, in Litecoin and silver. Uh, Paris wants to know about the Ledger Nano S to an iPhone. I believe that to use that the Ledger makes the Ledger Nano S as in Sam and the Ledger Nano X as in X-ray. The X, I believe, is the one that you use with your phone. The S is the one you use with your computer. So be clear on that. Confirm that with Kevin, which it looks like Nicole, how you doing? Tana, hello. Aaron, what's up? Ledger.com, guys. Yep, X or S, there it is. Yep, Ledger Nano, or excuse me, Ledger.com, Ledger. I think Kevin just posted it. Dennis bought Litecoin today. Good job, Dennis. Yeah, you do not need an iPhone to buy Litecoin, guys. Um, yeah, and I'm not sure about the cables and all that. Again, Kevin 702-325-9258 if you've got questions. If you listen, guys, also buy the Ledger from Ledger for security reasons. Don't buy one on eBay or Craigslist. People already got burned with that scam. What they do is they keep the seed code, sell you the device, and then once you load up your coins, they go back in and drain it. Buy your Ledger directly from Ledger. Mansfield, what's up? Lance, what's up? Gary, what's up? With the S, you have to buy adapters separately, yes. Don, hello. Lena's saying you can get cheap outdoor solar lights. Harbor Freight has them, and you bring them inside at night. Good thinking, Lena. It's a good idea. Let's see. Uh, you take about a third Ethereum. I don't know. I saw a video today, something about Ethereum. I didn't look at it today. Ethereum is one of the top three. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin are considered the top three coins. Johnny bought the 3 pack and didn't get a cable. That's not good. Yep. President Trump is 10 steps ahead through this whole process, guys. He's been amazing. And of course, the Q team and the NSA, military intelligence. This is, we're finding, this was at least a 20-year plan to take back our country. Pretty amazing stuff. Libby, what's up? Yeah, keep your cell phones charged at all times. Faraday bags. That's what you can put your phone or laptop in to keep it safe during a EMP. Yep, Diane saying it took her a couple of days with a credit union and Coinbase. It's the Ledger Nano S. It's a hard wallet. It's like a thumb drive. It's where you store your cryptocurrency to keep it secure. Sandy, how you doing? Chrissy saying you just had to type the name in the search to get it to come to get her bank to work. Thank you, Chrissy. I believe the 10 days of darkness is going to be when they make the arrest. That's why there's going to be 10 days of darkness because they don't want CNN spouting off because you know what they're going to say is, oh, these are political arrests. That they have these people really haven't done anything wrong. They're being attacked politically. Not going to fly. Uh, Over 170,000 sealed indictments now, just in America. There's supposed to be over 500,000 people arrested worldwide in this worldwide swamp takedown. Think about that. 500,000 people are going to be arrested, mostly for human and child trafficking, sex trafficking. Yeah, these things are pretty secure, guys. These wallets. I don't think any of them have. I don't think there has been one that's been successfully hacked. Don't listen. This autonomous zone that these protesters are trying to claim, yeah, whatever. It's not going to fly. Like they're trying to say they're seceding from the our country, republic. No, not going to happen. Tony, what's up? Yeah, the Ledger Nano S is a electronic wallet, a hard wallet for cryptocurrencies. So is the X, but one is for a phone, one is for the computer. Hold on. I don't know if that's true or not. They have to have the S before you have the X. I don't know what you're talking about, Jerry. Clarify that, please. Yeah, the thing about the X is you get a lot, especially if you're going to be bugging out. The X is a better deal if you can use it on your phone because you're not going to be carrying. Well, I mean, you could carry a laptop, I guess, but much makes much more sense to have the X for your phone. Yes, so you can access your cryptos off of your phone. Literally takes seconds. I just made a transfer this morning. Took me 5 seconds. You don't need the banks. That's the beauty of cryptocurrencies. They make banks obsolete, gone. Don't need them with cryptocurrencies because it's peer to peer, direct, no middleman. You want to buy something, you send it straight to this. Kind of like using a debit card, really. Um, yeah, so you don't need the banks. It won't affect price. I mean, the banks go down, the price is going up. And yeah, and like someone just said, um, if the computer or the internet goes down, that's what you have your silver for. That's why you want both. You got to have both. Yeah, having a ledger is kind of like having a bank. Chrissy, yeah, Chris, if you want to use it on your phone, you should have the X and then confirm that with Kevin. Yes, Don's asking about any new real news outlets. I think what's going to happen here very soon, I think by this summer, there's going to be a billionaire, a conservative billionaire that will open something to compete with Fox and give real news instead of the crap that Fox is feeding us. Fox is run by globalists. You know, you get half the truth half the time. Somebody's going to take advantage of this and they will make a killing because people are starved for news outlets that are going to tell them the truth because they know now nobody else is. There's no one out there, mainstream telling the truth, including Fox. Night, Kevin. I don't know if there is a maximum. I mean, I think it's you can load as much as you want. Now, you're restricted, I think, on the types of coins that you can use. But if you're, buying a ledger, you can put, I think, as much Litecoin as you can buy. There's no limit on it. Do not buy 100%, absolutely, do not buy your ledger on eBay unless you want to lose your Litecoin. Because here's what happens, guys. When you buy that device, you get a seed code. That seed code is so if you lose the device, you can use the seed code to retrieve your Litecoin. What these idiots were doing, they were buying from Ledger, the nanos, they were reselling them on eBay and keeping the seed codes. I think one guy lost over $1 million. Yeah, oh, I got a deal on my, he's got $1 million in Bitcoin, and he's to save $50, he buys the device on eBay, and a month later, his Bitcoin's gone because they kept the seed code. Buy your ledger from Ledger. I wouldn't even buy mine from Amazon. I think Amazon's probably safe, but I bought mine from Ledger. And I recommend everybody else does too. It's ignorant to try and save $50 to protect millions. So there's some really good cell chargers. I think I can't remember the name of one that's pretty good, but anyway, you definitely want to get a solar cell phone charger. Uh, if you've got a ledger, you should be able to transfer your coins to it. No, you got to have a ledger, guys. You cannot transfer Litecoin directly into your phone. You've got the app on your phone that you use to control. So yeah, you got to have a ledger to store it. Now, you could use a paper wallet. I think that's a huge mistake. Spend a little bit of money, do it the right way, get it protected. Protect your passwords, your pins, and your seed code, obviously. Amen and thank you, Kevin. Kathy, hello. Thanks, Kevin. Well, you're not gonna send it. You're gonna just spend it. There's no reason, you know, within 6 months of the economy collapsing, you'll be able to buy virtually anything with Litecoin. No banks required. You'll send it straight to whoever you're buying it from, just like a debit card. So don't freak out about the banks. The banks are irrelevant when you've got cryptocurrencies. We do not need the banks when we've got cryptocurrencies. Don't get tied up in that. See, we're so entrenched in that mindset of needing the banks. We don't need banks. That's why the banks hate cryptocurrencies, because they know it's the end for them. In 5 years, finding a bank is going to be like finding a telephone booth today. Can you find telephone booths? Hardly at all. They're obsolete. Same things happen to banks. People are going to be wanting to burn the banks down when they find out what they've done. Yeah, they are. And trust me, go try and take your money out of the bank. You're not going to get it if you've got it more than like 5 or 10 grand in there. Shirley, how you doing? Roxanne, how you doing? Gary, what's up? Shelly, hello. Yeah, Roxanne had a little trouble with her money, but she finally got it. Shelly was moving out to the country, I think. Yeah, the Patriot. That's it. The Patriot solar charger, whatever. It's advertised all over. It's supposed to be pretty good. Yeah, check out. You Google the Ledgers had some discount codes, so Google that. See if you can get a discount, like 15% off. Mike, what's up? Michael, what's up? Dennis's 30-inch pool is looking pretty good. It must be hot there, huh, Dennis? Humid? Yeah, the banks, boy, they're hating this. Yeah, yeah, you're insured. I think it's up to 250,000 if it's in the fund. It's not in the fund. Based on the amount of deposits right now in America, the things they have to protect, they got like 3 cents on the dollar if this thing collapsed. When it collapses, would you rather have 3 cents on the dollar or millions? Yeah, don't blow it at the casino. Good job, Cindy. John got the Patriot Charger. Okay, that's all the questions for tonight. Um, so push, guys. Um, based on what we're seeing and the chatter out there, it looks like there's. It looks like the arrests are coming. It looks like the arrests are coming sometime, I think, between now and the first week in July. Um, it doesn't make any difference if it doesn't happen then because they are going to happen. If you can't see this, open your eyes because it's obvious with everything going on right now. What you're seeing with Barr, the Department of Justice, with President Trump, how they're handling this whole situation with the riots, the looting. They're setting these guys up. This whole thing's coming down. We're at the end. Um, this is the last gasp of the globalist agenda. Done forever in 2020. There's no reason to fear. There's no reason to worry. There's no reason to have any anxiety over what's coming. It's all for the betterment of mankind. We're headed into the greatest transfer of wealth in human history. Man's greatest accomplishment of defeating this evil that's ruled over us since Babylon. 1,000 years of peace and prosperity, man's greatest age. There is nothing to fear. Take advantage of these gifts from God. Set your family up. God wants his people to control the monetary system in the new world we're creating. Be part of that. Be part of the solution. Okay, I'm going to end it there for tonight, guys, with our prayer. For God and country, amen. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.